guys, I am Rebecca and these are my reviews, and today we're going to talk hair. Okay, so I have 3 different tools from Bedhead. I did have a reverse curling wand from Bedhead as well, but I ended up giving that one to my sister. It was a great curling wand, I loved it. Bedhead is such an awesome brand for inexpensive tools that mimic some of the higher end tools, and they are equally wonderful in my opinion, like 99% of the time. 2 of these were actually sent to me, but one of them I bought for myself. In fact, I hauled it a while ago. It is this little guy here. This is a crimper. I think this is like a 1 inch, 1.5 inch. I don't know. They don't actually say the name on the tool, so I can't remember what it is, but I will look it up and put it in the description box along with all sorts of information so you can check it out there if you are interested in such an item. Okay, so this basically, yes, you could crimp your entire head and look like an 80s queen and it would be awesome. Or you could use this to help volumize your hair. Okay, so the tool itself, you know, this one is cute in pink and blue, and it has an off, low, medium, and high setting. I always use mine on high because I have thick hair, so high settings tend to use best for me. But if you have thinner, finer hair, you can use a lower setting. I always appreciate when they have different heat settings because they work better for different people. Okay, anyway, so basically the way that you use this is you take a little bit of hair from your part and we're gonna move that over there, and we're gonna use the hair underneath your part, and I'm gonna get in as close as I can to my scalp without actually burning it, and I really just need to hold it on there for a couple of seconds. And I'm gonna go one out. So can you see the lovely tiny crimps that I'm getting in my hair here? That will like basically frizz out and poof up my hair. And I'm gonna do another piece. I'm not gonna go any further down on that side. Okay. Brushing it makes it even poofier. Okay. Can you see this? Do you see the volume that I'm getting? Now the one issue with this is that underneath those straight bits, you can see the little fuzzy crimps if you're not careful. Also, because of at least the way that I have my hair, when I do it, it's like it has, the top part is flat and it kind of gives me square head a little bit. Like sometimes I feel like I'm not getting it high enough or close enough to the roots or something so that the root kind of flattens out and then poofs, you know what I mean? But honestly, what I have done several times is instead of having that straight bit of hair on top, I'll just crimp the whole thing. I will just crimp the crown, like all of my roots all up in here, especially, you know, toward the back. Like I won't crimp my bangs, but you know, I crimp all of this. And then when I do my hair, it just kind of looks, I mean, it looks a little fuzzy, but it doesn't necessarily look crimped, and I'm getting tons of volume. So here, let me show you a couple more pieces. And this is so quick and easy to do. The tool itself heats up fairly quickly. You know, and I don't need to hold it on very long, and I'm just doing a couple crimps per thing, you know? It's not like I'm crimping my entire head. So it goes really quickly. It's a nice, easy fix for voluminous hair without having to tease your hair, which personally I am not a fan of. It's also great for like ponytails and stuff, you know, just to get like a little poof before your ponytail, or even a little extra volume like right in the root of your ponytail. See, I'm not even bothering with going over. I'm just gonna crimp everything. And then throughout the day, you know, if you feel like you need a little extra volume, just mess with it, and those little crimped fuzzies will absolutely frizz right back up and pump up the volume. Because the rest of my hair is straight, it doesn't look like I just have frizzy hair, you know. Well, okay, my hair needs to be brushed, but you know, this part of your hair can be perfectly straight, and then the top of it, yeah, sure, it looks a little fuzzy, but I don't know, it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't think it looks absolutely weird. If it does bother you, you know, just leave that top layer uncrimped and brush it over it for a nice smooth effect. But you do get just so much fun volume. I mean, right? I love this thing. I'm absolutely in love with it. $20 well spent. The next one is this waver, which I was really excited to try this out, especially for summer. It's, you know, it kind of gives you that wavy, beachy, I've had my hair in braids all day kind of a look. Okay, so this one is adjustable, which I think is so cool. So you can have it kind of low down. Turn this on so that it can actually heat up. Okay, so the on button is in the middle, which is a little awkward, but you know, whatever. And then this one also has adjustable heat. You can go as low as 250, as high as 400, which is nice. And then it has this adjustable bit right here. So you can have kind of, you know, medium waves, or you can crank it up and you can have more defined waves. So you get to adjust it depending on how you're feeling that day, or you could even, you know, switch it up midway so that you've got whoomp, waves up here and then little waves down here, or you know, whatever floats your boat, I don't know. Anyway, I have tried this several times and I feel like every time I do, I just look a little bit off. Like my hair isn't at a good length. It's not long enough to give me mermaid hair, but it's not short enough to give me like fun, crazy hair. But you know, I don't know, I still enjoy using it, and I think that for me, the trick is to not do it all the way to the roots. Like if I start it kind of closer to here and go down, it gives it more of a natural look as opposed to a frizzy look. So anyway, now that I've already frizzed up my roots here, and these do actually heat up really quickly, which is nice. And you can see while it's heating up, it will flash, and when it's done heating, it is solid. And oh, and there it goes, it's solid. It does, these heat up really quickly, which I'm a big fan of because I don't have that much time. Ever. I have kids. I'm always doing something. Okay, so I'm gonna show you, let's see, maybe I'll do like one side with, let's see, let's do this side with it all the way to the smallest bit, so a more gentle wave. One thing to note about this is that the other side is completely open, so do be careful not to burn yourself. Okay, so this is the shallow wave, I guess we'll call that. Oh, and don't mess with it too much. Here I am petting it, but the more you mess with it, the frizzier it gets, much like the crimping thing. So, you know, unless you do want to have frizzy hair, don't mess with it. In fact, I would like put some sort of product in there to help it, you know, look a little more textured, but not frizzy, especially if you normally suffer from frizzy hair. Okay, so now I'm gonna crank it up and do the deep wave. I'll do this side so that we have a nice comparison. Okay. Okay, so here is the deep wave. Can you see that? That's a good big wave. I am, of course, partial to this side, but this side, you know, I'm sure you could find some fun reason to use that as well. I just think this side looks, it's just a little more, you know, exaggerated, a little more fun. Okay, so you can see the difference between the two sides, right? You can see this? But that's fun, right? Okay. And then the last tool that I'm going to show you guys is this tiny cutie little baby. And this one has its own little carrying case. It has this plastic thing, but it also has this like heat protector little carrying case, which is nice. You can just shove it in here. You can shove it back in the plastic one if you want, or not, whatever. It's so cute and tiny. This one is perfect for travel and for tiny touch-ups. So you can throw this in your gym bag, in your beach bag, your spend the night bag, whatever, and it's just so nice to have handy, you know, especially for those long days. You know, you do one thing and then you switch it up, you could do another. You need to touch up your hair, maybe you've been swimming and your hair, like the rest of the hair looks fine, but your bangs are looking funky, because, you know, I have bangs, and so I have an issue with them. Like if I don't do them, they just look a little bit awkward. Also, when, here, let me turn this on. This one just has an on-off switch, and again, it's in the middle right here, but this one heats up really quickly. So one of the things that I like to do, like, you know, when I do my hair up or something, you know, I'll put my hair up, and then I like to have these little wispies that hang down, you know, and I can use this to curl them. I'll show you, hang on, let me, oh my gosh, my hair looks like a weird mop. It looks like a Muppet. Anyway, okay, so you can take this guy, and if you wrap it around and then pull it out, it will curl it. So I have a cute little curled wispy. Isn't that darling? I'm gonna do the same with this guy. Oh, I'm pulling it the wrong way, sorry. Okay, a nice little curled wispy. Super cutie, right? Isn't that cute? And that's so much cuter. Okay, and then for my bangs, like I said, they usually just look awkward. So I can take this little guy and just, you know, give him a little shape. There we go, that's a little bit more of a curl. So, you know, those just tiny touches make it look just a little fancier, a little cuter. I should probably touch up the ends up here too, huh? This is looking a mess. I think it's kind of helping a little bit. Now it just looks like a palm tree. Whatever. Anyway, you guys get the point. It is so handy dandy for tiny little touch-ups and bangs, and I love that it's so small. You can throw it in your purse and take it to work with you. Whatever. Anyway, those are the 3 bedhead tools that I have, and like I said, I used to have another one, but I gave it to my sister, and it's awesome. I love me some bedhead stuff. So anyway, you get the idea. These are just 3 fun and fabulous tools from Bedhead that I wanted to show you guys, and I will leave all of the correct information in the description box as to the actual names for these guys, because I can't remember, and since they're not written on them, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I think that they are awesome, and I love them, and I've been using them a ton lately, because they're fun, you know? Who doesn't want fun hair, right? Says the girl with a big blue stripe in her hair. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!